Oi amigos, another day and another fun video for you. Today we have Nissa, Historic Brawl Deck. Nissa, the new card from Phyrexian. All will be one. It's a 7 mana Planeswalker with completed. 2 Phyrexian mana can be paid with 2 life or with the green mana. +1, create an XX green Phyrexian Horror creature token where it's Nissa's Ascended Animist Loyalty. -1, destroy an artifact or enchantment. Really good. You could do that a couple turns in a row. You really set your opponent's ramp back, especially if you put this out on turn 3 or 4. Even with the completed, start destroying their mana ramps. And then the -7, the thing we're trying to do, put a bunch of creatures out, and then until end of turn they get +1/+1 for each force we control and gain trample. So goal of the deck, try to ramp really quick, put out a ton of creatures, and then play Nissa and then -7. Probably the best card in the deck for that, Awaken the Woods, which creates a bunch of 1/1 green forest dryad land tokens. So when you -7, these count as forests, so they'll get even more +1/+1s. Nice. Real similar Marwyn's Kindred, but it doesn't make forest, so not quite as good for boosting, but will make a lot of mana for you and a lot of creatures. We got a mini Nissa. The -6 creatures you control get +3/+3 and gain trample. And then we got Azeka's Chariot here. You can copy the tokens, which is nice. All right. Conduit of Worlds. This is our other Phyrexia card. I really jam this card in here. You don't need it. You can play land cards from your graveyard. Choose a non-land, tap it, choose a non-land permanent in your graveyard. If you haven't cast a spell this turn, you may cast that card. If you do, you cannot cast additional cards this turn. Activate as a sorcery. So because I jam this in there, I also put in Titania, which works with lands being in the graveyard, Harrow, Elvish Reclaimer, and then a bunch of cards like this that you sack and can get forest, etc., and have cards in your graveyard to be played with a Conduit of Worlds. We've got a bunch of 1-drops, 2-drops, pretty much all ramp, a bunch of Planeswalkers, some card draw. This is our removal package right here. You don't need much with green. We're not trying to remove stuff, really. We're trying to get a billion creatures out and just win the game. These are just a couple uncommons I thought about putting in the deck. This one, not really. I put this in to tell you, if you just want to do a budget deck, you just have the Titania, do a bunch of uncommons and whatever rares you have, mostly just ramp creatures, and you can still achieve the goal of a bunch of creatures followed by the ultimate. This one, if you really want to dig into the lands in your graveyard thing, this is nice. And then this is like kind of like a mini Nissa. You can ramp for the first 2 turns, and then on turn 3, creatures you control get +1/+1 counters. They gain Vigilance, Trample, and Indestructible until end of turn. Nice. The Vigilance would go really great with that ultimate if you can play them both together. So far with the deck, we are 5-1, 83% win rate. Do I think it's that good? No. I think it's better than 50% in the tier that it's in, and it does not play. We'll see. I'll show you the commanders I've played against. Geez, it's going to be hard to do. I'm not really sure how we can do that specifically. It doesn't tell the commanders, it just tells the colors. I've had 1 or 2 S-tier commanders, but the rest have not been. And so lastly, we're going to watch some gameplay. Gotta find it real quick. Nope, not that. Playing against deck collectors with Acererak the Arclich. Acererak. Anyway, we got turn 1 ramp. Nice. Gotta watch out for discard. There we go. Inquisition, obviously. Give him the Urgo. Because, F you. With your no fun deck. So now we are forced into the Kami, which is fine. Good thing we drew the land. About to concede there. I forgot about that. Oh, I hate discard. That if the commander was Liliana or Baral, I would have scooped. Guardian Idol, nice ramp. Could play the Harbinger here. Actually couldn't. Forgot the Terramorphic Expanse. Could play it next turn if we'd like. But I think Garruk would be better. Got 4 mana. Harder to remove. Plus it can put out a creature. Now we're forced into it because it's our only non-creature spell. And we don't want the Nightmare to kill it. Retrospect, I think putting a creature out probably would have been better there. Doing the -1. Weird. His turn, get rid of that. I guess better than my turn, because that gives me an extra mana. And Acererak does the first of his dungeon crawling. Could have 5 mana for the Springleaf, could make the Springleaf cheaper. But we do what I should have done last turn. Cool thing about the Uprising, start drawing cards. Let's see if we draw into something to play alongside the Harbinger, which has Hexproof from his whole deck. This puts us up to 6. No graveyard to get stuff out of with ninjutsu. Unfortunately, that deck, the Springleaf, and I fall in love with it. I never get anything out of the graveyard with it. Another thing I didn't realize before this game was the Nissa, when it puts out a token that's 4 power or greater, draw a card with the Garruk Uprising.
I have no pity for you.
But
This is my territory.
could have played the Joel Rael first, and then once I played the Harbinger and drew a card, we would get a free 2/2 cat token. But I was hoping to draw something that I'd rather play than the Joel Rael. Nice. Board wipe. That's what I'm happy about, having the Garruk's Uprising.
The trail is fresh.
Pop is nice. 2 creatures to go with the ultimate. Decide to go with the Werewolf and the Nissa. It's unlikely their other last card is a board wipe. And this is what I was talking about in the intro. Get rid of some ramp. It would have been nice to do earlier, but Acererak needs a lot of land. Banner. Easy target. Probably should have waited to kill the Nissa before they even played it.
It's kill or be killed.
Horn Beetle's nice. Make the pack leader bigger. Put the so it gets a counter beginning of combat. Yep, no board wipe. Play him out. This turn should... Ooh. Opponent's got chump blockers. And this is where I find out you can draw with the big guy. With the tokens. Lots of things you could do here.
Oh, I'm pretty wily for a frog boy.
I mean, it is a free creature. They're all really bad. But it is free. See, I draw a card there. And another one. Should have played the tracker and then the land. It happens. There we go. Make the wolf bigger. Nothing else to do with the mana. Could play the tracker, but it's playing into a sweeper, which they may draw. They drew it. So they did pick even, so tracker would have been fine. Ooh, Defiler. Gonna just kill the talisman. They can go get something next turn to remove a lot of things, possibly, so don't want that. Could have led with Defiler. Kept putting +1/+1 counters on the creatures, but
I hope I'm not ruining the little camping trip.
not bad. Yeah, they're done. So overwhelmed the minus ability on the Nissa, big reason for that. Going against Speed Dragon with Sai the Master Thopterus. A cool little commander. Creates a 1/1 Thopter token every time you cast a non-creature spell. And we got an excellent hand. Turn 1 Mystic, turn 2 Renegade. Or Shigeki and Shadow Spear. That's a fun one. Don't see that very often, but cheap artifact. Works nice in this deck. Ooh, Galagreeters. Galagreeter Shadow Spear. The Hangerback Walker. Creates Thopters when it dies. Took out the Bonder's Enclave, by the way, after the video. Just needed more forest to make the Nissa bigger. Now we get Shigeki. Board is unleashed, now we need lands. Staff makes the walker bigger, makes it a 4/4 base power, and we have artifact removal. What do you know? Right now, they may
Protect you, Phyrexia, until the invasion begins.
It's really good against this deck, specific artifact deck.
Descent will be cut off at the root.
So the ultimate's not on the table anymore. Gonna have to wait a couple turns for that. But I think with the Elder and the minus on the Nissa, we can keep these artifacts in check. I think we draw with Rishkar too for playing a 5+ power creature.
I have no reservations about cutting down my opposition.
Making him big.
No one's
Gonna attack the Nissa. Oh yeah, we're getting in there.
I will not be
You're
silenced.
getting in there. It's a possibility there. Good minus here, just kill an artifact.
Phyrexia must be nurtured.
Now I'm going to make a small mistake on this attack step, you'll see. That's nice because it kills him, but I do not want to ninjutsu one of the 3/3s. So, I'm going to change it up. But I should have had the Galagreeters attacking the opponent, because when I ninjutsu and it comes into play, I could put a 1/1 counter on the greeters and deal 1 more damage to face. However, that's not what I did. Come back, Shigeki. See what I mean there? Could have been an 18. Sometimes that can cost you the game. See what we get, Kogla. We are nothing but artifact and enchantment removal right now. This is nice. Dead.
I failed you, Phyrexia.
Lucamina. Specialize to make everything big. That's one idea. Play the Elder and then specialize it. We could Kogla, kill the 4/4. Finally, play the Elder. That thing can make next turn a nightmare for us. And now we basically have 1 billion damage next turn. When I seek a card, I should seek a land here, but I pick non-land. Like, what else am I going to play besides Titania next turn? Or Nissa? Don't know what... I guess they could draw a River's Rebuke if they don't die this turn. I guess that's what they're hoping for. But they're going to die this turn. There's 9. And here comes the biggies.
Please note that I've delayed you long enough. Crush them underfoot.
They only get +2/+2, but they're at low life, and it's a lot of creatures with trample. That's another reason why I don't think the whole lands in the graveyard with that new artifact is the way to go with this deck. It should just be more forest, no Bonder's Enclave. A couple other lands that should just be forest. And our final game of the day. Ooh, Awaken the Woods. And my favorite card, oh, I meant to describe that to you guys. I'm actually going to pause this real quick. The Pool of Vigorous Growth is my favorite card. You discard a card, create a creature that's a copy of a random card with mana value X. Activate as a sorcery. So, you get a land in your hand and you don't need it, discard it. And what I want to do with this is try out like 16 drops, 15 drops, stuff like that. I haven't gotten to that yet, but yeah, if you got a creature in your hand and let's say you got 9 mana available and you got a 2-drop in your hand, why not discard it and go for a 9-drop? So yeah, that's a definite fun of inclusion in every green deck I play. I don't even know how I found it, but I'm glad I did. Turn 2's looking pretty inactive. You could play Awaken the Woods for 0. Oh yeah, we got Pool of Vigorous Growth. And we don't have to worry about counter spells. Next turn looking like Boseiju. Getting out a nice land card. Augur's no good because they'll probably just kill it before we can play a land off the top anyway. So, we'll wait. Opponent's ramping. Ooh, Chariot. Nope. Nope. Don't you do it. Don't you do it, Ricky Bobby. Definite Boseiju. More ramp. By the way, you're going to see one real funky card with their deck. You're going to be like, why do they have that card? And I don't know. I really don't. It's an aura card. It gives creature +1/+1 for each forest you control, and they're playing a 4-color deck. They luckily have 2 forests right now. Here comes another weird one, the Angel. It's not a life gain deck, but whatever. Nope. Cool thing is, we could play the creature. Oh, we missed the land. Might as well. Done a poor job of ramping this game. That's all about to change. Opponent doing nothing. No box. Not enough white to pump that. Another weird decision. They need a World Tree bad. Another weird one. Another forest-oriented card in a 4-color deck.
Harness the elements.
3, 4, 5, 6 mana available. Could play the werewolf off the top. I think we're going to go Awaken the Woods for 4. Make forest so the Nissa is bigger next turn. And hope that they do not have a sweeper. Cool thing about using the Goose's food there is it replaces itself with a 1/1 forest, so it can be a flying attacker next turn with a bunch ++ trample. They play a Traxa. It's got lifelink, right? Yeah, it's got lifelink and Death Touch. Now they do draw the Blood on the Snow, as you'll see in a minute, but not enough black mana. If they had a World Tree, this game would be a lot different. Still doesn't change the fact I think they built the deck poorly. I have to kill him on this turn, by the way, because of the Emergent Ultimatum. See, Blood on the Snow right there. Blanchwood Armor, that's the weird one. Like, what the hell? They're gonna play it on the big lifelinker. Hopefully my attack for 58 or whatever isn't enough with the lifelink.
Rise, my elemental friend.
By the way, this was a poor decision. Playing the Kami, it just made me have one less land if I wasn't lucky to draw the desert there, which I was. 5 mana there. Need 2 mana from any of the dorks, don't matter.
Tell the Gatewatch I'm sorry.
Take action. Also makes the Geist bigger. 21, 31, 39, plus 18, 49, 57. They're going to gain 10, so it's 47. They're going to block 10, 37, minus 9, 28. They're at 20. Yeah, so we're about to win. But as you can see, deck's real fun to play. I really like mono green. I like mono red too. I like all the monos. I hope you like the deck, and I hope you like the games, and I hope you like and subscribe to the video. Adios, amigos.